What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm AJ, and today we are returning to my F30 340i build. Today is episode 3, and we got something a little special for the interior today. Um, Obviously, I already have it off. I'll show some clips of me actually taking it off and how to do so, but today we removed the stock steering wheel that came with the car, as well as the airbag, because we just got our new steering wheel in the mail. This is a beautiful piece, stitched with the M color stitching here, the red, blue, and blue. It has a flat bottom, as well as it retains the stock heated steering wheel function, which was a must for me. Where I live, it's pretty cold. So basically what we have to do today is transfer over all of the old electronics, the buttons, as well as the airbag to this new wheel. And then install it back in the car. So today we should be a pretty quick episode. I'm going to cut to me over on the table there, transferring all the stuff over, and we'll get this put back into the car and see how it looks. In order to remove the steering wheel, you actually have to remove the airbag first. So make sure you unplug the battery of your car before doing this. And then you can just stick an Allen key into the left and right holes kind of towards the back of the steering wheel. That will allow you to release the airbag itself. You can see me kind of pushing into the hole and then releasing the airbag. And then after that, just unplug the harness from the column and you should be able to take the steering wheel airbag right out. Once you get the airbag out, the 16mm hex bolt will be revealed that holds the steering wheel onto the column. So just break that off with a larger ratchet, which you can see me doing here. And then after you get that bolt out, you can just pull the steering wheel straight towards you and it will come unplugged and remove itself from the steering column. Now that we got the steering wheel removed from the car itself, we can start removing all of the components to put on the new wheels. So make sure to grab yourself a nice drink. There are a lot of components on these wheels, so take your time, be methodical about it. Basically what I did is every time I removed something from the old wheel, I would put it in its spot on the new just to keep track of stuff. Everything is held on by these T20 Torx bit screws. There's quite a few of them, so just don't lose track of what goes where. There's also two screws on the back of the wheel that hold the kind of the backing trim onto the wheel itself. And in order to gain access to those, you actually have to remove the paddle shifters. So if you're kind of confused about what to do there, just take off those paddle shifters and then you'll be able to remove the two T20s on the back, which will allow you to take the back trim off. The final step is to actually unplug the paddle shifters from the harness. This was the hardest part for me, these little blue clips to actually separate, but eventually I got it. And then you can thread the wiring for the paddle shifters through the hole, and which will allow you to take everything off and get ready to move them over to the new wheel. Installing all of the hardware onto the new wheel is pretty self-explanatory. Just install everything in the reverse order of how you took it off. I also did take a couple pictures before removing everything from the old wheel, just so you have a baseline to refer to if needed. Now that I'm finished with the interior wiring as well as the rear of the wheel, I'm going to install the paddle shifters back onto the new wheel as well as the front trim, and we should be just about finished. With everything buttoned back up, the finished product ended up like this, and it is time to install the wheel back into the car. First off, we just put the wheel back onto the center bearing there. There's only one way to do this. There's a little notch so it lines up, and then just plug the wiring harness back into the base plate of the column itself. There's two plugs, and then you're good to actually go ahead and torque down the wheel. Now, the torque spec for the F30, that center bolt there, I found to be 45 feet-pounds. So I just went ahead and did that. It's not all that tight. You can do it if you grab onto the wheel like I did, just to give you some leverage. And then once that's torqued down, you're good to reinstall the airbag itself. It's just the third empty plug in there on the wheel column, and then just push the wheel back into the center, and you are all done.